Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our online session hosted by Sagar Smart City Limited Spark Incubation Center. I am Akhilendra, your host, and I am thrilled to have you here today. Our session's focus is on secret of estimating your budget for sales and marketing, a crucial topic for any business. We are privileged to have distinguished expert with us, Mr. Harsh Rajnikant Patel, co-founder and CTO at Advanced Tech Holdings. With his extensive experience and insights, Harsh will guide us through the complexities of budgeting for sales and marketing. In the next hour, you will gain valuable insight and actionable strategies that can transform your business. So without further delay, let's dive into enriching session with Mr. Harsh Rajnikant Patel. So once again, thank you, sir, from Sagar Smart City Limited Spark Incubation Center for your valuable time. And as I don't want to take so much of your time, this virtual stage is over to you.
Okay. So first of all, I'd like to thank Spark Incubation Center from Sagar Smart City to invite me as a speaker for the very important session and the crucial session that is estimating budget for sales and marketing for startups. So yes, I'm really excited to that there are more than 30 plus startups from the Spark Incubation Centers joining, and it's really good to connect with the all the entrepreneurs and startup founders. Yeah. So well, this would be interactive session, right? If I'm wrong.
Yes, sir. This is
Okay.
going to be interactive session. Our
Okay.
incubatees and all the viewers from Sagar can ask their
Okay.
question on the chats, and on their behalf, I will ask you a question. So there
Yeah.
is also one request, if possible, kindly make this a mixture of Hindi and English.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Hindi and English would be the language I'll try to do with this. So just as Sir told about my brief, so I am right now the co-founder and CTO at Advanced Tech Holdings LLC. So that is a fintech startup in USA. It's in Virginia, with two of my co-founders in US, and we raised around like $2 million in funding in US. And apart from that, I hold a tech company in India that's Sunfly Tech, and I have 6 years of experience in startup and entrepreneurship. And I'm a startup mentor at Techstars. I'm startup mentor at Startup India, and I'm also privileged to be a mentor at Spark Incubation Center, which I recently joined. So, well, I don't want to go through a lot of things, but yeah, we can start with the estimating budget for sales and marketing for startups. So yes, we can start, sir, from the first slide. So well, if you have heard the quote that the day you it's from the founder of Amazon, that if the day you stop spending money on marketing, is the day your business stops. So marketing and sales, this both are the very crucial stage for startups. So it's not the thing like how do you validate your startup? Like how do you think that your startup is viable, or how do you startup is going to gain the traction? So there are two important factors that define that your startup is going to be successful. It's going to be the unicorn. It's going to be like the next story or the next Paytm. So that is determined by the number of users or what problem you are solving. So from the beginning, you can say, so a startup idea is found out from the problem. Like what is the problem that people are facing, and then what solution you come up with it. So that is a top-down approach that we all know about the terminology. So in that, like just take an example of, we'll take the example of Indian startups right now. So take an example of we can say we can take an example of Paytm, right? Just a Paytm, or we can just take an example of Book My Show. So Book My Show would be a good option. So earlier, what used to happen is like we used to stand into queue. हमें लाइन में खड़ा रहना पड़ता था कि चलो टिकट आज मिल जाए, या फिर कल के शो की टिकट लेनी हो तो फिर हमें आज से लेना पड़ती थी टिकट्स, या फिर वहां जाके लेनी पड़ती थी. श्योर नहीं था कि कितनी सारी लाइन होती थी वहां पे टिकट्स के लिए. तो बुक माई शो केम विद द कॉन्सेप्ट कि ऑनलाइन यू कैन फाइंड द शोज, यू कैन फाइंड द थिएटर्स, यू कैन बुक द टिकट. तो उन्होंने एक प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व किया कि जो लोगों को लाइन में खड़े रहना पड़ता था, या फिर जो एडवांस में लोग बुक नहीं कर पाते थे, या फिर जो भी होता था कि फर्स्ट डे फर्स्ट शो सारे पैक हो जाते थे, ब्लैक मार्केटिंग होती थी टिकट्स की. तो वो सब प्रॉब्लम थी जो बुक माई शो ने सॉल्व की, राइट. तो वो दे केम विद अ सोल्यूशन. नाउ टू रीच टू टेक दैट सोल्यूशन टू पीपल, you need two things. You need to do marketing very strongly and effectively to the right audience. तो उसी की वजह से लोग आएंगे, लोगों को पता चलेगा कि क्या है क्या नहीं। अगर आप कोई सोल्यूशन बनाते हो तो आप क्या करोगे, आप अपने दोस्तों को बोलोगे, दैट वुड बी योर फर्स्ट इनिशियल कस्टमर्स, कि आपके दोस्तों को बोलोगे कि यू ट्राई दिस प्रोडक्ट, आप उसमें से बुकिंग करो, आप ऑफर्स दोगे। तो जब जब आप किसी को बोल रहे हो कि आप चलो फ्री में यूज करो, या फिर आपको मैं 10% या 50% डिस्काउंट दे रहा हूँ या फिर 20% डिस्काउंट दे रहा हूँ, सो दैट इज वॉट यू आर डूइंग। आप सेल्स भी कर रहे हो और मार्केटिंग भी दे रहे हो। लेकिन कभी कभी स्टार्टअप को लगता है कि हम लोग डिस्काउंट्स दे रहे हैं, लेकिन जो इनिशियली दे रहे हैं, सो वो कॉस्ट में नहीं गिना जाता, बट वो भी कॉस्ट में गिना जाता है। सो टू गेट योर स्टार्टअप सक्सेसफुल, टू गेट योर स्टार्टअप अहेड, यू नीड टू हैव टू प्लानिंग, दैट इज मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट, दैट इज सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग। और इसी की वजह से सारे स्टार्टअप जो भी है, जो मार्केट में सर्वाइव नहीं कर पाते, या फिर कभी कभी फंडिंग लेने के बाद भी गिर जाते हैं। जैसे आपने बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप देखे होंगे कि लोग जिन्होंने फंडिंग लेके रखी होगी, दे आर फंडेड बट दे फेल्ड, बिकॉज उन्होंने इतना सारा स्पेंड कर दिया, ओवर स्पेंड कर दिया बजट के ऊपर, दैट दे कुडंट सर्वाइव एंड दे कुडंट ड्राइव द सेल्स। आप मार्केटिंग पे इतना पैसा डाल रहे हो कि आप रिटर्न नहीं कर पा रहे हो, दैट इज आर रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट। तो तब जाके आपका लॉस भी होता है। सो वेल, व्हाई इट इज क्रूशियल, सो बेनिफिट्स वी कैन से इज इंक्रीज विजिबिलिटी। जैसे अगर कोई भी नई ब्रांड मार्केट में लॉन्च है, जैसे क्रेड है, राइट? सो व्हाट क्रेड यूज्ड टू डू इज, अगर आप हर एक ऐप में देखोगे, हर एक वेबसाइट में देखोगे, तो विल सी द एड्स ऑफ क्रेड। सो दैट इज व्हाट दे आर डूइंग, दे आर बिल्डिंग द ब्रांड। आपके दिमाग में कुछ आ रहा है कि चलो क्रेड कुछ है, वो लोग अभी अभी इन्फ्लुएंसर्स मार्केटिंग लोगों ने शुरू किया हुआ है, या फिर किसी ने बिलबोर्ड्स मार्केटिंग, या फिर टीवी एड्स। तो वो सब अलग अलग मार्केटिंग के तरीके हैं जिससे आप ब्रांड बना सकते हो, राइट? अगर आप लीवाइस ले रहे हो, इफ यू आर बाइंग समथिंग, तो लीवाइस जैसे और भी जीन्स कंपनीज है, दे आर प्रोडक्ट मेकिंग गुड जीन्स, राइट? बट यू नो लीवाइस बिकॉज दे मेड अ हॉलमार्क, they made the product and they sold it very well, they branded it very well. So branding is very important, right? And that is the reason why you need marketing and sales strategies. और दूसरा है the main important thing, that is customer acquisition, right? अगर आप इनिशियली स्टार्टअप कर रहे हो, तो कस्टमर एक्विजिशन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर यू। आपको नए कस्टमर्स लेना है, अगर आपको पता हो, तो बहुत सारे स्टार्टअप अगर आपने सुना हो तो, लेकिन इनिशियली व्हेन दे स्टार्ट, सो वो फंडिंग क्यों लेते हैं? Why do they take the funding from the investors? They take the funding just to, like, acquire more customers. वो जैसे मार्केटिंग करते हैं तो उससे कस्टमर्स आएंगे, तो दैट इज व्हाई दे एक्वायर द फंडिंग। तो कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि, लेकिन इफ यू गो फॉर द फंडिंग फॉर द इन्वेस्टर्स, कि मुझे फंडिंग चाहिए, तो द फर्स्ट थिंग यू आस्क इज व्हाई डू यू वांट द फंडिंग। सो यू विल से ओके, आई नीड टू डू मार्केटिंग एंड सेल्स। तो आप ऐसा बोलोगे तो वो नहीं दे देंगे फंडिंग। दे लास्ट यू 10 डिफरेंट डिटेल्स। आपकी सीएससी बताएंगे, दैट इज कस्टमर एक्विजिशन कॉस्ट क्या है, आपका एलटीवी क्या रहेगा, सो दैट इज ऑल फोरकास्टेड वैल्यू। So investor is going to ask you 10 to 15 different things. He is going to ask you that what would be your roadmap for the sales, what would be your roadmap for marketing. So वो सारी चीजें बहुत सारी क्रूशियल है। और अगर आप स्टार्टअप लेवल पे हो, तो यू नीड टू, लेकिन बजट, क्योंकि आपके पास बजट बहुत कम होता है, कॉन्स्टेंट होता है। सो उस बजट में कैसे प्रॉपर स्ट्रेटेजाइज करना है, वो हम आज के प्रेजेंटेशन में हम लोग आज देखेंगे। यस सर, गो द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड। Yes. So for startups, like, as it is written that everything is about sales for startup. So first thing is revenue growth. Revenue क्या होता है? Like, a lot of startups and a lot of entrepreneurs, they misunderstand revenue with the profits. Revenue is different from profit. Profit तब होता है जब आपका, सारे सारे कॉस्ट निकल के जो भी पैसा बचता है, that is a profit. If you are making, if you are selling 10 rupees product to 10 people, so you are making 100 rupees revenue. You are not making 100 rupees profit. You are making 100 rupees revenue, and from 100 rupees you are spending 80 rupees into marketing, sales, and all the thing. So that is your cost, and then the 20 rupees left is your profit. So why do startup, why do sales is required for startup? Just to grow the revenue. क्योंकि जितने कस्टमर्स को आप पहुंच पाओगे उतना आप रेवेन्यू कर पाओगे, राइट? सेकंड इज कस्टमर लॉयल्टी, राइट? अगर आपने देखा होगा, लेकिन राइट नाउ व्हाट पीपल आर डूइंग इज, if you go to a restaurant, if you go to a kind of cafe or something, so there is a reward point system. If you go with the reward point system, सो वो सारी चीजें देते हैं, क्यों? ताकि कस्टमर बंदा रहे, लाइक कस्टमर उससे जुड़ा रहेगा। अगर आप जियो का रिचार्ज करवा दे, दे गिव यू 50 रुपीज कैशबैक। सो दैट इज नॉट गिवन टू यू इन हैंड, बट दैट इज गिवन इन द वॉलेट। सो नेक्स्ट टाइम यू डू द रिचार्ज अगेन, यू गेट द 50 रुपीज डिस्काउंट। सो एक कस्टमर लॉयल्टी, और उसके लिए भी यू नीड अ गुड सेल्स स्ट्रेटेजी। Then for the market expansion, so kabhi kabhi, I've seen a lot of good startup and innovation. So why do they fail? Because they're not able to expand, they're not able to go out of their territory. Like, as I came across a lot of startups from Startup India, so they're really good idea, good innovation, but it's not that they are not into proper market. जैसे कभी कभी कोई स्टार्टअप होता है, दे आर ब्रिंगिंग वेरी यूनिक मॉडल, दे आर वेरी ब्रिंगिंग वेरी, like, an amazing model, but that's not able to solve the problem. of the people living in the villages, and they're launching in the village. जैसे अगर आपने देखा होगा पेपर फ्राई, if you are aware about पेपर फ्राई, so पेपर फ्राई is like online furniture website, like you can buy the furniture online. If you're going to sell this thing, उनके stores भी अगर आपने देखा होगा तो पेपर फ्राई के stores भी है. So if you go to the Pepperfry store and if you see for the chair, table or something, so a chair would cost you around 20,000, 15,000. So if you put that showroom in the town or in the village, then no one is going to buy, right? So what do Pepperfry have to do? They'll have to expand it to cities, like tier one, tier two cities, like Delhi, Mumbai, Pune. So that is how, like, market expenses are required at certain stage for startups. Startup कभी कभी क्या होता है कि एक city में या फिर एक geography में bounded, they're not able to grow. So that is the reason why, like, they fail. So sales is required for startup to expand themselves into different territory. दूसरी जगह पे जाना, like अगर आपने देखा होगा कि like Byju's, right? So they had an office, regional office in each and every place, like Swiggy and Zomato. So Zomato cannot make be a successful startup sitting it just only in Bangalore. They need to have the expansion in like Pune, Mumbai, Bangalore, Bhopal, like, MP. Everywhere they need to have their like, presence. So market for the market expansion also, they need to do the sales, right? And the fourth is investors confident. अगर आपको पता होगा, like, there are certain stages for investment. That the first one, the idea stage, is pre-seed. So investor gives you money to build an idea to MVP. So that is what Spark Incubation and the government of MP would support startups. I am pretty sure about it that there is certain funds that they are giving it to startup just to build an MVP. जो आपका idea है उसको एक प्रोडक्ट में बदलने के लिए they give you a certain amount, right? And after that you go for seed funding, and from seed you go for series A, series B, series C. So to get the investors or to get the investors confidence, you need to grow your sales. बिकॉज अगर सेल्स ग्रो होगा तो आपकी कंपनी की वैल्यूएशन बढ़ेगी. वैल्यूएशन बढ़ेगी, सो देयर बी मोर, like, fund that is need to be infused and more investors coming down to the line. So you also need to take care about, like, that to get the investors confidence also you need to have your proper sales. क्योंकि अगर आप इन्वेस्टर्स को बोलोगे कि आई वांट 1 लाख रुपीज, तो इन्वेस्टर पूछेगा कि आप सेल्स कितना कर पाओगे साल में. So if you say that I'll be able to make just sale of 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, so you'll not invest 1 lakh. Investor ये देखेगा कि मैं 1 लाख अभी डाल रहा हूँ, तो 3 साल या 2 साल में कब मुझे स्टार्टअप वापस रिटर्न करके देगा और कितना ग्रो करके देगा. अगर आप बोलोगे कि इफ यू इन्वेस्ट 1 lakh, I'll invest 50,000 into marketing, 20,000 into branding, and I'll hire 20,000 for the like, 20,000 for the salaries for the sales representatives that are going to be in the company. I'll be able to make the sales around 2 lakh rupees by the next year. The investor बोलेगा नहीं मेरे पैसे डबल हो रहे हैं. So that is how, like, you need to get the investors confidence. अगर पैसे डबल नहीं हो रहे बट अगर आपके रेवेन्यू भी बढ़ रहा है, so investor will be more confident to invest. Yes, next.
आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन एट दिस पॉइंट, वन क्वेश्चन
Yes, sir.
कि अभी ऐसे कौन से इमर्जिंग ट्रेंड्स हैं और टेक्नोलॉजीज़ हैं जिनको हमारे स्टार्टअप्स ध्यान रख सकते हैं अपनी सेल्स एंड मार्केटिंग बजट, या जो सेल्स एंड
Hmm.
मार्केटिंग का जो उनकी प्लान्स हैं उसमें जो इमर्जिंग
Hmm.
ट्रेंड्स और टेक्नोलॉजीज़ पे फोकस करके वो उसको बनाएं.
Yes. So I'll suggest one very important like tool that it's free for startups. So you can start Zoho CRM. CRM is very important for, like, for like if you're in a startup stage. So try using a CRM. CRM is a customer relationship management tool, right? So there's a tool named Zoho. Zoho provides the CRM as well as expense, income, and budget tracking tool. So I would recommend that to startups, because अगर आप starting phase में हो तो आपके, like, there are a lot of options in that where you can like, if you have interns in your company, then you can give them the account, they can upload their expenses. So Zoho expense manager है, जिससे कंपनी के सारे एम्प्लॉयज का फिर स्टार्टअप के, लाइक, जो भी एक्सपेंसेस है उसका ट्रैक रहेगा विद बजट. इंक्लूडिंग में इसमें एक और चीज ये सारी अच्छी रहती है कि देयर इज, लाइक, सिस्टम और सीआरएम, कस्टमर की पाइपलाइन, जो इफ यू नो सेल्स फनल इज, लाइक, दैट इनिशियल आपने ब्रांडिंग की, अवेयरनेस की, तो एक फनल रहता है और उस फनल में से फिर, लाइक, स्टेप बाय स्टेप यू फिल्टर आउट योर नीश, योर टारगेट मार्केट. और कस्टमर की फर्स्ट पाइपलाइन में अगर कस्टमर आ रहा है, तो, लाइक, दैट देयर इज अ लीड, इट इज अ लीड. कस्टमर का कॉल आ रहा है, इंक्वायरी कर रहे हो, दैट इज अ लीड. Then your team gives him a call, so there's a meeting schedule. Then third, like, customer का अगर आपने quotation भेजा उसके requirement पे, फिर customer review करके then he is going to purchase. So he, आपकी लीड से वो आपका कस्टमर बन रहा है. सो वो एक पूरा सारा ट्रैक रहता है. सो यू ऑल्सो गेट टू नो कि अगर आपका कितना स्पेंडिंग हो रहा है इसके पीछे. So Zoho is a very good tool. I would suggest for all the startup to start using it to manage your expenses, to track your expenses, to track your budget and everything. And HubSpot is also even a good tool, but has a limitation that it doesn't provide the expense management, just like Zoho. And Zoho is an Indian startup. I think I would like to suggest that to everyone.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So we can move forward.
Yeah. Well, so there are a few steps to just to start estimating the budget for sales and marketing. So the first one that is written here is like identify budget objective. So what is the goal that you have decided? Just like I'll take an example. Sir, I'd like to go with an example in this flow. So any startup idea that is already there, which example we can take and we can go through the entire presentation, which you can take as a reference point. Hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, 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 audible.
Yes, sir. So, do we have any startup idea which you can take the reference during the entire journey? Like any of the startup who's interested, so you can take that idea as a reference point. And we will take the entire presentation like with that idea. Just to give an example.
Sir, actually, right now we are not connected to one on one, but if you allow me, I can suggest you the startup idea on their behalf, incubated startup idea. Hello, hello, Harsh. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, right now.
Yeah. So any of the idea which we can take as reference, you can just suggest me. So
So,
it would be good for us just to go with the reference.
सर एक हमारे एक बहुत अच्छा स्टार्टअप है जो हमारे यहाँ इंक्यूबेटेड है वो हेम्प
Okay.
की हेम्प जो उससे टी शर्ट और फैब्रिक बना रहे हैं
Okay. What is the
और
name of the
वो
startup?
सीधी नेम ऑफ द स्टार्ट एक्चुअली रजनीश इफ यू आर ऑनलाइन काइंडली प्लीज टेल द नेम ऑफ दैट स्टार्टअप that is making t-shirts and fabric of by hemp.
It's okay, sir. I got the point. I got the point of what exactly. Hemp is a kind of CBD product,
Sir,
right, sir?
it's cannabis lifestyle. Sir, it's cannabis lifestyle.
Cannabis lifestyle.
Lifestyle.
Okay, okay. Cannabis lifestyle. Got it. Okay.
He's making
So,
t-shirts through hemp.
okay. So that's a really good. I think so. It's a CBD product, right?
Yes.
CBD. Yeah. So we'll start taking an example from the cannabis lifestyle only. So if cannabis lifestyle is planning to estimate the budget and sales for marketing, the first thing is that what are the budget objectives what they have to define. So the e-commerce, right? It is an e-commerce. Cannabis lifestyle is an
Yes.
e-commerce. They are making the t-shirts and
E-commerce.
fabrics, right?
E-commerce
Yeah,
D2C platform, sir.
yeah, it's D2C platform, right? So they are making t-shirts and selling it to the customer. So it's D2C, it's directly to the customer. The target is customer, right? So the budget objective or what they need to decide that what exactly budget they should plan. Like just for example, it's made from the hemp or the CBD product, right? So where is the raw materials available, right? So it's available. I think so. It's not in Bhopal. Then I think so. They must be having it from some other state. So the logistics
Maybe
cost
in
of that,
Uttarakhand.
yeah, Uttarakhand, yeah, because it's not legal everywhere. Things of production, yeah. So logistics from Uttarakhand. Every time they have to order something, so that budget they have to define. if they're hiring the team members, right? So they have 2 to 3 people who are doing the sales. So they are giving 10,000 each. So 30,000 is what they have to do the budget every month for the team. And then again, apart from that, they'll be having we can say the website e-commerce. Just take an example that e-commerce maintenance charge per month is 10,000 rupees. So 1,20,000 it goes to website. So that is how you set the targets. You calculate the cost of monthly basis cost, and that cost adds up to annual cost. So that is how you define the budget for the entire, like, how much cost it is going to cost you for the product. And based on that, you decide the goals. Like, if I say that to start an e-commerce, it would take me around like 80 to 90,000, like, per year. It just take an example, 80 to 90,000 would be the cost of me just to do the production of 100 t-shirts, right? So I need to sell that 100 t-shirts by year, and I want to make a profit also. So based on that, you make an estimate that okay, I want to sell 200 to 300 t-shirts, and this would be the cost. So for that, I need to do the marketing. So then you set the realistic goals according to that. That for example, I need to do influencer marketing. So what Cannabis Lifestyle is going to do? They are going to hire the influencers, or they are going to pay the influencers to promote the product. Again, apart from that, marketing and branding. So it's not only about, like, just you put the Facebook ad and do it. The packaging design of the product, like, how, like, if you see that if some products are like ordered from e-commerce, so there's a separate box packing that comes with them. So that packaging cost is also included in branding, because that is how you are going to brand your product. It's not only just like you do it right away. So that is how it goes. And then, like, we'll go with the do's and don'ts of what we should do and we should not do for the budgeting. So you can move to the next slide. Yes. So now coming to the most crucial part, that is CAC, that is customer acquisition cost. So customer acquisition cost. This is for the like, e-commerce startup that is required, e-commerce or what the product-based startup. And I'll also bring you light to one of the terms that is not mentioned here. That is LTV, lifetime value. So these two terms are very crucial for startup. So customer acquisition cost. So, like, as I told earlier, like, for the cannabis lifestyle. So if they're making one T-shirt, right? So for that they are going to buy the raw material of the like from the hemp. So that is going to cost them 20 rupees. The packaging cost is another 30 rupees. The production cost is another 50 rupees. That includes the machinery, that includes the, like, power, electricity, and the employees, and every cost. So each and every cost to make a T-shirt. So that is going to be the cost of, like, production. And then they're going to do the marketing, like, you're going to do Facebook advertisement, you're going to do influencer marketing, you're going to do some other things. So based on that, your customer acquisition cost is defined. So if I'm selling, like, a t-shirt rupees 100, and I have a profit margin of 20 rupees in that only, right? But to get the one customer to pay me the 100 rupees, I have to do marketing of 200 rupees or 300 rupees or 500 rupees. So that is going to be my customer acquisition cost. And a lot of startups fail here only because their customer acquisition cost is higher than the like, the margin that the customer receives. So recently, I think so, it was in news 2 days ago only. You can just find the article on your study as well. If you know about the one of the profitable startup, Cred. So Cred spends 2 rupees on every 1 rupee that they earn as a revenue in that startup. And even why Zomato and the other startups, they are doing the cash fund. The reason is they are spending more on marketing just to acquire the customers. So their customer acquisition cost is higher. So in recent study, I just came across a research. So Zomato is spending roughly around like 4 rupees to acquire a customer. 4 rupees to acquire to earn 1 rupees from the customer. So at that level of cost, or that level of like, expenses going behind the marketing, either it is billboard marketing, either it is Instagram marketing, Facebook marketing. And it's not only about like, in the customer acquisition cost. Just doesn't only include the cost that is like, on the marketing or production. But if I am giving 10% discount to the customer, so the 10% I'm putting it from my pocket. So that additional is a cost for the sales or cost for the marketing that is going from the startup pocket. So that is also included in the customer acquisition cost. And apart from that, we also need to take care about LTV, that is lifetime value of the customer. So just take an example that the t-shirt is 100 rupees, and it cost me around the profit margin is 20 rupees in that. So I'll get a cost of 80 rupees in the t-shirt, and on one customer I'm making 20 rupees, right? So how much if the customer is able to buy 2 to 3 t-shirts, then I'm into my profit. If I'm spending more into marketing, I'm not getting from the customer, but if the customer is repeatedly ordering from the same platform, so that is how I receive I get my LTV, lifetime value of customer, like Flipkart or Amazon. So you saw an ad in Amazon, just when you were 16 years old, until now you're using Amazon. So see how much profit the Amazon has. So the customer acquisition cost for Amazon was just 100 rupees that he paid at the time to acquire you, and now you are ordering frequently from Amazon or whatever the platform that you're using. So that is the lifetime value of the of the startup. So that needs to be also taken care of. So we'll go for the next slide. Yes. So there's one more thing that the another thing that needs to be given, that's percentage of revenue method. So many startup allocate a percentage of projected marketing and sales into the marketing and thing. So that is also only the good strategy. It's like, for example, if you're making 100 crores a year, then you decide that okay, we are making 100 crores in the net revenue from the customers, then I'm going to allocate 40% into marketing or 20% into marketing. So that is another strategy. That is a percentage strategy that a lot of startups and people go widely. It is a widely used strategy. So a lot of people go with this strategy as well. That they allocate certain percentage. That just you organize yourself. जैसे अगर आप सुबह से काम करते हो शाम तक, राइट, तो आप सोचते हो कि मैं 2 से 4 यही काम करूंगा, 4 से 5 यही करूंगा, 6 से 7 यही करूंगा. So you put it into blocks, different separate blocks. So I think so. I'll suggest startups to go with this method just to allocate the budgets. So that would be very important. Even अगर आप अभी आपको grant मिल रही है कहीं से भी, if you're getting government grant or if you're getting from the startup India seed fund, so you can decide कि चलो 10% I'm going to spend in marketing, 20% I'm going to spend in sales, and 40% I'm going to spend in the product development or whatever the other things are. So startups should plan strategize accordingly as well. This will be the next slide. So well, there's another thing that also startups. So this is a very high level or kind of startups that require like social media presence or kind of physical thing. So that is based on the channel. So what tech companies mostly, I do want a tech company, so I know that how do we do. So कभी कभी क्या होता है कि your target market is separate. Like if you know that in social media right now which has been very popular, तो लोग टिकटॉक अभी यूएस में, इंडिया में तो बैन हो गया टिकटॉक, बट यूएस में टिकटॉक मार्केटिंग भी चल रहा है अगर आपको पता हो तो स्टार्टअप क्या करता है कि अलग अलग चैनल्स पे डिसाइड करते हैं कि मुझे फेसबुक से मार्केटिंग करनी है, मुझे यूट्यूब से मार्केटिंग करनी है, इंस्टाग्राम से करनी है, या फिर ऐप के जो बीच में एड्स आती है, एड मॉब, दैट इज एड मॉब, तो एड मॉब से मार्केटिंग करनी है. सो दे ऑल्सो allocate द बजट अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट. बिकॉज कभी कभी क्या होता है कि योर प्रोडक्ट इज विजिबल टू द कस्टमर हु आर इन द नीड ऑफ दैट. जैसे कि अगर आप एक ई कॉमर्स चला रहे हैं, जैसे कैनीबीज लाइफस्टाइल है, तो वो एक ई कॉमर्स है, सीबीडी ई कॉमर्स है. So most of the crowd are going to be youngsters. They are not going to be the people that are very aged, but that are not youngsters. So they are making the t-shirts like bewkoof.com hai, या फिर if you know few other startups. So they do trendy t-shirts. So the trendy t-shirts बन रही है. So people going to use it are going to be mostly youngsters or Gen Z, we can say. So the target should be Instagram. YouTube में है, but YouTube में it's going to be very huge audience. So you need to cut down कि okay, I'm going to spend more on Instagram. तो उसमें से ads करेंगे, influencers करेंगे. Second thing is I'm going to do content marketing, जैसे blogs वगैरह करवाते हैं. That is PR. We can say again a PR. PR में भी लोग blogs लिखवाते हैं या फिर SEO करवाते हैं. तो they allocate the startups according to that. So as per I think so can be lifestyle. तो वो लोग क्या करेंगे, पहले they are going to spend 10% or 20% onto Instagram, 10% Facebook, 10% YouTube, 10% blogs, and the and 10% into, we can say, ad mobs or mobile ads or something. So that is how that there can be also a vast budget allocation based on the channels that you want to target. Just specifically you can say in social media. और कभी कभी ऐसा नहीं है कि हर बार सर जैसे जोमेटो है, जस्ट टेक एन एग्जांपल ऑफ जोमेटो, तो जोमेटो इज नॉट गोइंग टू स्पेंड ऑल दी मनी इनटू सोशल मीडिया. अगर आपने जोमेटो में देखा होगा कि वो लोग कभी कभी बिलबोर्ड्स अगर आपने देखे होंगे, तो देर आर बिलबोर्ड्स, देर आर यू कैन सी द पोस्ट ऑन ट्विटर, यू कैन सी इट ऑन इंस्टाग्राम, फेसबुक. और वो लोग जैसे कि अगर हेलमेट है, तो हेलमेट के ऊपर भी अगर जोमेटो लिखा हो, दैट इज अ ब्रांडिंग, और दैट इज व्हाट दे आर स्पेंडिंग इनटू मार्केटिंग.
Sir, Harsh sir, you are not able to, you are not audible, sir.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
So when was the last time I was not which part was not audible from my side? Hello, did you hear the case of
Hello.
Zomato? What I said?
Yes.
Yeah, did you hear the case of
Yes.
Zomato? What I said?
Zomato was the case study of Zomato was audible. After that, what
Yes.
you had said
Yeah,
was
so that is again for the Doomzo. So that's again a delivery channel. और अगर आपने अभी चलो देखो कि
Dunzo. Okay.
yeah, Doomzo. So they're also doing the same thing, उनके सारे delivery drivers they're wearing the dress code of Doomzo. So that is again a branding. अगर आप किसी को Doomzo वाले को जा रहे हो, तो you're going to Google it out. Okay, what is that? So that is again a kind of marketing. Shiprocket is doing the same thing. And if you know about one of the startup that is delivery, so they are into huge logistics. So वो लोग कहीं पे सोशल मीडिया पे कहीं पे नहीं
Yes.
करेंगे. आप उनके ट्रक पे देखोगे तो डिलीवरी लिखा होगा साइड में, बहुत बड़ा सा बैनर होगा डिलीवरी का, उनके सारे ट्रक पे होगा, राइट. सो यू शुड नो वेल कि अगर आपका कस्टमर कौन सा है और किसको टारगेट करना है. सो दैट इज हाउ इट गोज बेस्ड ऑन व्हाट योर कस्टमर इज एंड हु योर कस्टमर इज. यस, वी कैन गो फॉर द नेक्स्ट स्लाइड सर. Yes, again, there is one more thing that is considered seasonability and adjust fluctuation. So I cannot say adjust fluctuations, but that is kind of pivoting at the not pivoting, but survival of the fittest. Just like if it is winter, then we are going to wear the jackets. If there is summer, then we are going to wear the very very clumsy and very loose clothes. So just take an example of, we can say, cannabis lifestyle. So they are into fabric and they are into t-shirts, right? So they are not going to help hoodies into summer. अगर hoodies है तो वो summer sale में नहीं आएगी वो. That is going to come in the winter sale. If the t-shirts are there, तो हर कोई t-shirts winter में नहीं पहनेगा. T-shirts are going to be worn in summer. क्योंकि वो सारी अगर आपको ठंड के based on the seasonal changes or a lot of even Diwali है, right? So if the cannabis lifestyle is into fabric production and things, so they can come up with a Diwali offer like हर घर दिवाली, and then a campaign like इस दिवाली हम लोग ने cannabis वाला ये ना hemp वाला fabric पहना हुआ है, that's organic and sustainable. So that is how they can market according to the season. जैसे अगर आप फ्लिपकार्ट का देखो, तो फ्लिपकार्ट इज नॉट गोइंग टू डू द बिग बिलियन सेल इन दिवाली. उनका दिवाली सेल अगर होता है, देन अगेन इन दिसंबर दे कम विद द बिग बिलियन डेज, लाइक जो डेज उन्होंने सोचे. देन अगेन इन समर दे आर गोइंग टू कम विद द समर सेल. सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट यू शुड आल्सो बी प्रिपेयर्ड विद, आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आपकी सीजन कौन सी है. अगर जस्ट टेक एन एग्जांपल, अगर आप फ्रूट सेलर हो, आम है, आम की सीजन हर बार नहीं होती. फिर फ्रूट वेंडर, आम की सीजन हर महीने नहीं होती. आपको मैंगो भी, आपको समर में मैंगो बेचनी पड़ेगी. Winter you're going to sell the apples and other thing. Then again in summer you're going to sell, in the beginning of summer you're going to sell the grapes and watermelon. So based on the seasons, based on the thing, startup should also know that what next thing is coming to engage the customer, to bring it for the customer. तो जैसे मैंने कैनविस लाइफस्टाइल का एग्जांपल दिया कि हुडीज है, तो विंटर में वो लोग हुडीज इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे. हुडीज राइट नाउ they're going to buy in winter only. So based on that, yeah,
sir.
startup should pivot and startup should keep things good. Yeah.
Sir, we have a question from one of our startup. This
Yeah.
Aviltron. This is an
Yeah.
incubated startup of Spark Incubation Center. He wants to know that which is the best method for starting the marketing from scratch for product-based startup,
For a
like
product-based startup.
Facebook. Yes, Facebook, Instagram ads, or influencers. Among this,
So,
which is the best method?
influencer marketing is from a later stage. So I'll suggest for the early stage startups or the startups that are going to start. So start with the Instagram because that is the very cheapest and the very fastest way you can go. And even for the marketing and the purpose, you can use the tools like Canva. So Canva may you can make the post of what your products are, you can edit the images. Canva subscription is very like nominal cost, so you don't need to hire or you don't need to spend money on hiring graphic designer at the initial stage. So you can go with Canva, create the post, and start with the Instagram post of the products. And there are a lot of e-commerces that started from Instagram. And even Instagram and Facebook, they came up with the options like to purchase in store. Like you can set up a Facebook store at the initial level as well. So initially to start, you can go with the Instagram. That would be the best way and best cheapest sales and marketing would be from there. And then you can go for the next for the influencers once you have a good customer base. And then also there are basically say like I recently came across a jewelry based startup. So they started it posting on Instagram. People started getting orders on they used to order on DM, and then वो सारे customers की case study डालते थे like if sir bought it from my Instagram page, then I'm going to post it. They're happy customer. So that is how you build the trust for other people as well. And the photography is very important. अगर आप कोई भी product लेके आए तो just make sure you have a good photography, or you get it done through any of the photographer. You can do it yourself as well. अभी सारे devices भी इतने cameras भी इतने powerful आ गए, so you can go with that as well.
थैंक यू सर। और मैं
Yep.
एवेल्ट्रॉन को बताना भी चाहता हूँ कि हम लोग जल्दी, शायद तक हमारी टीम ने, स्पार्क ने बता भी दिया होगा, और जल्दी जैसे सर
Hmm.
ने बताया कि यस, कैनवा इज़ वन ऑफ द मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट टूल थ्रू विच यू कैन
Yeah.
स्टार्ट एट अर्ली स्टेज। तो हम लोग स्पार्क
Yeah.
में आप सभी लोगों को फ्री क्रेडिट्स भी, सब्सक्रिप्शन भी प्रोवाइड कराने वाले हैं
Yeah.
कैनवा के लिए। सो एवेल्ट्रॉन, यू कैन स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दिस, और जो भी हमारे स्टार्टअप्स हैं वो कर सकते हैं। इस मंथ में, अक्टूबर मंथ में, हम लोग अपने जो स्टार्टअप्स हैं, सर, हम उन लोगों को वेबसाइट डिज़ाइनिंग, लोगो डिज़ाइनिंग, सोशल मीडिया हैंडल्स और ये
Okay.
कैनवा के सब्सक्रिप्शन, ये सब कुछ फ्री में उनको देने वाले
That's really great. Really great. Even AWS credits भी मिलती है startups को अगर चाहिए तो
हैं। यस,
initial
AWS क्रेडिट्स, दैट आई फॉरगेट,
credits.
AWS
Yeah.
क्रेडिट भी हम उनको प्रोवाइड कराने वाले हैं।
Yes.
जिन्होंने दूसरे सिंगर वगैरह पे, उनको AWS पे हम सजेस्ट करेंगे, बिकॉज द AWS के अच्छे प्लान्स हैं, और बाकी जिनके
Hmm.
पास नहीं है उनको हम क्रेडिट्स भी प्रोवाइड करेंगे AWS।
Okay. So we can go for the next slide. Yes. So what startups should do while estimating budgets and sales for marketing? So first thing is do the research thoroughly. See, just for example, Kennedy's lifestyle is going to launch a T-shirt, right? So what the first thing that they should do is they should research just the important points I'm telling for a product based startup. As recently that question came from a product based startup. So first thing is, who are your competitors? Before knowing your competitors, you cannot go into market, because competitors तो हर एक business में रहते हैं. Either they are direct competitors or they are indirect competitors. So you need to understand what your competitors are doing and what are the strategies they are following. like आपके competitors हैं तो वो क्या like percentage off दे रहे हैं, या फिर either they are giving buy one get one free offer, what they are doing. And then how you stand unique yourself, like आपका एडवांटेज क्या है उस उनके सामने, आपके कस्टमर के सामने. सो इज इट लाइक यू कैन से कि आपका एडवांटेज हो सकता है कि आपकी क्वालिटी अच्छी हो, या फिर आपका प्राइसिंग भी कम हो. सो दैट यू नीड टू मार्केट. So for that, you need to do a proper understanding of what your customers are doing and what are the market trends. Just like t-shirts, right? So I cannot sell the plain t-shirts to anyone. I need to make a trendy t-shirts from this product for the youngsters. So I'll go to understand the market of what other companies and what other people are doing it, and then I can implement that strategy as well, or what unique strategy that I have from my side. Either it is a unique quality, or the product is already unique. The cannabis product is unique, but how to place that in the market, how people are going to use it, and how people are going to know that how we are the very the pride कि नहीं चलो मैंने ये t-shirt पहनी, how they're going to sell it. So that should be your unique selling point. That is what you can say USP, why people are going to buy it from you. And the second thing is to prioritize your marketing presence. So well, as we in sir discussed that Canva tools से अगर आप Instagram post बना सकते, you can start with Instagram, you can start with the Facebook accounts, and we socially सब लोग active है तो you can start with them. And the best thing that you can do is अगर आप कॉलेज में पढ़ रहे हैं, या फिर if you're into college, or if you're into kind of small organization, तो try making your first customers your nearby people. तो वो लोग जो फीडबैक देंगे आपको उससे ज्यादा पता चलेगा. and they will be the first customer. They're going to do word of mouth marketing. For example, if the guy is giving me, Sir, I'm giving you a cannabis t-shirt, I want you to market it. So I'm like, how do I market it? So the founder of cannabis lifestyle is going to come up with a strategy कि आई एम गोइंग टू कैच होल्ड ऑफ सर सर आपके जो भी फॉलोअर्स हैं आप कहीं पे भी इवेंट में कॉन्फ्रेंस जा रहे हो सो वियर दिस टी शर्ट और टेक द सैंपल विथ यू अगर आप मुझे 10 भी रेफरेंस दोगे तो आपका कूपन कोड में जनरेट अ कूपन कोड रेफरल कोड एंड फ्रॉम दैट आई एम गोइंग टू लाइक इंसेंटिवाइज यू जैसे अगर आपको पता हो तो अभी एक मार्केटिंग स्ट्रेटजी ऐसी चल रही है सो देयर आर कैंपस एम्बेसडर्स so in different schools and colleges so that what cannabis labs is going to do he's going to pick the campus ambassador and the more referral he gives the more points he get and the more free products he gets or a kind of incentives in terms of money he can get on the total number of sales that he do so that kind of strategies need to be implemented और even ऐसा नहीं है कि marketing strategy और sales strategy हो that should be limited to college school or something you can target anyone like Vista Print right so what does Vista Print do Vista Print सारी t-shirts आपको print करके दे रही है so you can just tell Vista Print or do a collaboration with them because to grow your business you need to collaborate with someone you need to go in hand in hand with someone you go and approach Vista Print, you tell them, sir, we have this kind of unique t-shirts. We want you to introduce you as your like product. क्योंकि Vista Print में लोग t-shirts छपवाते हैं ज्यादा, right? So why don't you approach them? कि हमारी t-shirts भी सर आप यहाँ पे रखिए. We'll give you these products. You can just print it yourself and send it to the customer. Those who have the requirement. Even just start with simple thing. Spark incubation centers में जितने भी startups है, तो उनको Spark की t-shirt आपकी तरफ से एक like complimentary price पे या फिर जो भी स्पार्क में सारे स्टार्टअप्स होते हैं 30 स्टार्टअप्स राइट 30 स्टार्टअप में मिनिमम देयर बी 22 पीपल वर्किंग इन ईच स्टार्टअप सो यू कैन से 60 पीपल तो आप 60 लोगों को अप्रोच करो कि आपके नाम की टी शर्ट मैं छपवा के दे रहा हूँ आपका पीछे नाम लिखा होगा आपके स्टार्टअप का भी लोगो होगा एंड द टी शर्ट वुड बी ऑफ माइंड दैट आई एम सेलिंग इट अगर आप कस्टमर लेने जाओगे तो द टी शर्ट कॉस्ट वुड बी 300 to 400 रुपीज मैं आपके नाम की छपवा के यू जस्ट हैव टू फाइंड द वेंडर हु इज गोइंग टू डू द प्रिंटिंग you just have to do you have your product right so the people or the startups are going to wear it with the pride every day when they come to Spark Incubation Center and they are your first customers और क्या पता वो जो सारे 30 स्टार्टअप्स है 30 में से 29 स्टार्टअप कहीं पे किसी को मिलने जा रहे हैं कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस में जा रहे हैं एंड दे आर वेयरिंग द टी शर्ट यू टेल देम अगर कोई पूछेगा उनको कि चलो ये टी शर्ट कहाँ की है तो इस लाइक हमारे वहाँ पे एक स्टार्टअप है स्पार्क इंक्यूबेशन में that he has made these t-shirts from the ham and these are unique products so would you like to take an order so मुझे बताना I'll just give you a reference so that is a referral marketing or kind of word of mouth marketing that goes on but you have to go through this kind of channels as well आपको एक strategize करना पड़ेगा आप कैसे जा रहे हो just I give you example of कि अगर आप आपके वहां से शुरू करो you start it from your place from spark incubation only और जैसे सागर स्मार्ट सिटी है तो आई मस्ट I'm aware about गिफ्ट सिटी इन गांधीनगर so there are a lot of MNCs there so you're a startup, you have a DIPP, right? So why don't you go with the GEM portal? GEM portal is one of the procurement portal that is developed by the government. तो जो भी सारे DIPP स्टार्टअप्स है सो अगर किसी का गवर्नमेंट में किसी का भी टेंडर है तो दे कैन प्लेस अ बिड ऑन द टेंडर सो दे कैन गो विद दैट थिंग्स एज वेल या फिर आपके स्मार्ट सिटी में कोई नए नए लाइक वी कैन से द न्यू MNCs कमिंग द न्यू कंपनीज कमिंग सो कैन ऑलवेज टेल देम सर आपकी जो अगर आपको पता हो तो अभी कॉर्पोरेट गिफ्टिंग का बहुत ट्रेंड चल रहा है so like a lot of companies give T-shirts to their employees by their name and logo. So why don't you go with that? So that is how you strategize your marketing. I just give you an example just like that. कि आप ऐसे ऐसे शुरू कर सकते हो. It's not that you just need to sit a lot. You just need to see what people are doing and how can you enter the market or how can you get into the market. So you can start small and then scale as I said अगर आप Spark Incubation Center से अगर आप 60 लोगों को भी टी शर्ट दे रहे हो वो 60 लोग टी शर्ट पहन के बाहर जा रहे हैं so they're doing the marketing word of mouth marketing without you spending a lot of money you just give them the t-shirts and they paid it for you so that is what it is we can go for the next thing and so now what should we not do because we all know that what should we do but what should we not do yeah so every startup is unique right so don't try to it's written that don't try to copy the budget of the other startup अगर आप जोमेटो स्विगी का बजट देखो ये लोग होर्डिंग्स कर रहे हैं ये वन होर्डिंग वुड कॉस्ट यू 1 लाख रुपीज सो आर यू गोइंग टू डू दैट मार्केटिंग so don't it's not the thing that you should go with the same marketing as as the other startups are going you also need to see what is your priorities what is your USP and how should you sell it or how are you able to sell it आपको स्टार्टिंग में एक बार शुरू से एक बार करना ही पड़ेगा जस्ट टू एनालाइज जैसे अगर मैंने बिलबोर्ड किया है अहमदाबाद में या फिर इन भोपाल राइट So I'm getting to know, okay, I'm getting 2 to 3 calls and I don't need to spend money on that. But okay, there is a kind of festival coming down. Another marketing strategy is from the festival. Every freshers party, if you guys are aware. So what Cannabis Lifestyle can do is like, they can do a kind of sponsoring in the put 5,000 spend करके they can become the sponsor of a farewell party. पर जो भी सारी पार्टी में आएंगे वो टी शर्ट्स उनको कॉलेज के नाम की चाहिए तो you are able to give it to all the students at a reasonable price. So that kind of collaboration, that kind of things are good strategy if you want to go with. And well, the important thing for startup is customer feedback. So if one of the there's a one of the code that goes on that one dissatisfied customer is the key learning for a business. So you should know that what your customer needs क्योंकि सबको एक चीज नहीं चाहिए right what they require और उनको quality में क्या issues आ रहे हैं. So don't ignore the red flags for the customer. Try to make it more better. So have the customers feedback again and again just to know that how satisfied they are. And as I said, don't ignore the mobile users because that's the most important marketing. Yeah, and don't ignore the compliance. So compliance is you need to see that all the things that you're going are legal. Like as I can say about CBD, right? So CBD is not legal in India, and people are not aware about it. But there are certain rules and regulations relating to CBD or relating to hemp. I know about the products only, the other hemp products that are available in the market. So you don't need to market it in the wrong way, which would be an issue to you or to your team or kind of to your brand value. So make sure that you're legally sound, or you're going with the right words, or you're going with the right things, just not hindering any of the community, religion, caste, or something. So that also needs to be taken care of. Yes, I can go for the next slide. Yes, so as we can say, we are going for the case. Already we had a case study for cannabis lifestyle, but we are also going to have a case study for the SaaS startup. So SaaS is like a subscription-based startup that we can say. Like we can say Netflix. So Netflix is a software as a service, not a proper software as a service, but that's entertainment as a service, but a kind of something that comes at a subscription cost, or you need to pay it regularly. So that is a SaaS-based startup. So just take an example that for the first thing, for the budget allocation, they did 70% into marketing. So in marketing, what they're going to do, so from that 70%, you need to prioritize. Okay, that we have to do the content marketing like blogs, ebooks, or whatever you're going to do. Then pay per click, that PPC, so that is Google ads, then social media ads and email marketing. So email marketing is very less, that's 5%, because the rate of people getting email and opening the email is very less. So that is not considered very important. So based on that, you prioritize. Okay, for the digital marketing, the more has to go into content. The secondary has to go 20% has to go into like Google ads, and 15% goes to social media ads. And then the other part as well, we can say events and webinars, right? So 15% they will include in webinars. So in webinars it's 10%, and attending in events it's 5%. So when you are going to any of the trip, I just forgot to add one more thing. When you or your marketing team are going to meet a customer, you're going to meet a company, you're going to a trade show, you're going to somewhere. So all the right from the day you leave your place, so the flight cost, the accommodation cost, and everything. So that comes under marketing and all the things. So you need to prioritize that as well. And if you're going to a trade show, if you're going to a fair, then you're going to take a booth where you're going to showcase your startup. So that cost, even the travel, logistics, the printing, everything cost needs to be included in that. And we can say the third one is like 10% of the sales team. So you have the sales salaries and the commission and trainings and tools. So what I'll say, one more thing, what startups are doing right now is they're going for the incentive model. So like as you as a startup, so I would suggest you can go for one thing that is you can give a very appropriate salary, like just 10 to 12K salary, but based on performance, like the more customers you bring, you'll get the commission based on that. So by that commission model, the sales team that you have, they're going to work more, they're going to bring more leads, because they will be like, okay, I'm getting this salary, but if I want to earn more, I need to do more sales. So there's another good thing that we can do is give incentives to them. And the fourth thing is analytics and tool, you can always have budget for that. Yes, and next. Yes, again. So we can say for the strategy rationale, we can say digital marketing events, webinars. So that we just already did that, so right? We discussed these things. You can go for the next. Yes, so we are open to Q&A now, sir.
Sir, at most all the question I had asked in the session itself. So I don't think right now we have any question.
Anyone would
Uh,
like to question anything?
no, sir. I think that all the questions and queries has been covered in the session itself. So I think we can
Okay.
close the session.
Okay. Yes, sir, definitely. Yep.
So, at last, once again, I want to thank you on the behalf of
Yes.
Spark Incubation Center for your valuable and insightful knowledge for session. Thank
Yeah.
you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for the giving me the opportunity. Thank you very much. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.